to your daily news. Today we'll be talking about Bethesda using Photogrammetry. Then we've got a rumor of a Nintendo Direct this month. And we have a new VR headset coming from Valve. And then we have my favorite April Fools done by video game companies. Now let's jump into that first topic. So Bethesda this weekend has announced at their live interview or something that they did this weekend that for the Elder Scrolls 6 and maybe some other games, but they said for the Elder Scrolls 6 specifically that they will be using this new technology called photogrammetry. I'm not sure if I'm really pronouncing that right, but it's in the case to where they scan 3D objects and or environments, and that's literally put straight into the game. And they're doing this to bring in specific things and make the world much more more realistic and way more like a photo in the game to beef up their quality and move on away from their really aging graphics and engine that they've been using, their creator engine, for the last couple games, and really get to that next gen quality that we're all looking forward to, and that stunning graphics. And they have put forth one example that they have started with. It's Shirley Curry, I think how you say her name. She's the grandma Skyrim, as she's known on YouTube, and she's this really old grandma that plays Skyrim and makes YouTube videos. And I think she was also did some streaming on Twitch or something like that. But they made her a permanent NPC in the game by using this technology and scanning her and putting her directly into the game. They also have said that all the NPCs in the game will be scanned this way, so they'll be physical people in the game, not like an artist rendition of this character. It'll be like you taking me, scanning me, and I'm physically in the game, which that's super cool. And it also saves a little bit of time by not having to animate it all and all that stuff. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but they might need to do that, so because I don't really know this technology, but that's great, and it's going to add a lot more realism to the game. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because it's not going to be at E3 this year, but maybe next year we'll get some more cool news about this about this new technique. So there's a rumor going around that Nintendo will have an E3 later in this month, more towards the end. It's not for sure, but it's down the rumor line of from a representative from Nintendo, heard from another person probably at the company, that there is supposedly a Nintendo Direct coming this month, and it will probably be related more to games that won't be at E3 that need a little more information, or announcing a release date for a game or something that's not important enough for E3, because you only have so much time to announce things and talk about things at E3. Even though you are doing it online, you still only want to keep it between hour and a half, even though most of the times Nintendo Directs for the E3 itself is usually like a half an hour, 45 minutes. It's nothing long. Like their last year's E3, most of it was just talking about Smash, and it's kind of a letdown, but yeah. So this will probably be Nintendo announcing the release date for Mario Maker 2, because you don't need that at E3, so you can just push that out. And it's rumored to be like a week after E3 or towards the end of June. So look forward to that. That will be great. I'm still looking forward to something about the new Pikmin, because I'm a big fan of Pikmin. It's one of my favorite series. We've had down the rumor mill that said that it was almost complete, Pikmin 4. We also have heard that it's a spiritual reboot of the whole series, but again, we have no information, and I would like something, if not here, please at E3. I was really let down last year when I didn't get it. We did get Animal Crossing in a direct, so hopefully in this direct we'll get more information, or at E3 we'll get a release date for later this year. That'd be great. Let's get that. Maybe we'll get something on Metroid Prime 4. Unfortunately, it was rebooted, and now it's with a different studio, which is Retro. But because of that, we might not get anything, but at least we know it's happening. It's just going to take a little bit longer now that they're restarting it with a new studio instead of who they had. So we'll have to wait and find out until Nintendo announces if they're having this one or not. Valve is now making their own VR headset. I'm pretty sure this is their first headset that they're making for virtual reality. You can go to the page. I'm probably on their website, but on Steam, I think it's on there too. And all you see is a picture of the headset that you'll be wearing, and it says, "Upgrade your experience on May 2019." Not sure what that means, but we're probably going to get a lot more information coming in May about this headset. We have learned about a year or two ago that they were in the works on something VR related, but now we know that it's going to be a new headset, and it's called Valve Index. Not sure why or how they came up with that name, but apparently it's a VR headset, and it's probably going to be as good as the HTC Vive's headset or better, now that the hardware that we have is better, and it's getting cheaper to be able to make these higher quality headsets. But again, as the technology increases, we all want the bigger, the better, the best we can get out of hardware. So you're going to want to go with better stuff, but that doesn't always mean it's going to be a cheaper price. And you always got to look at getting it lower, because HTC Vive is not only is it like an $800 headset, which it is good headset. I mean, I haven't tried it myself, but it's going to be good for what you get. You also need a beefy PC, which is like $1,000 to $2,000 or something around there that you need to be able to use the headset. So you're looking at a good chunk investment in just playing VR, like decent VR games that we have so far with this early VR itself, because the virtual reality as a whole is super young, and it's got a long time to go before we really master it and get some really AAA titles coming out like we have on console. I mean, there is some good games already on VR, but it's not like these games are built for VR specific. They're just games that they had, and they worked the whole VR aspect into it. I'm talking about games that are specifically these AAA titles built for VR that are amazing, and they're like quality that we'd have on the console, but even better because it's in virtual reality, and that just makes it all much better. So we'll have to wait till May to see exactly what this means, and they'll probably be giving us more information, which is great, because that's what we love here, is more information. And now for some of my favorite April Fool's jokes that the companies that we talk about all the time has put out. We'll start with Ubisoft, and they have their For Honor online. They took all the warriors that they have in there, which is like all like the little NPC background characters that you battle throughout the game. But they took all those out and they turned them all into rabbits from like the Raining Rabbids series. Now, for 24 hours, you get to battle them instead of what they originally are, which I think that, yes, it's an April Fool's thing, but it's still pretty cool that they did something like that instead of just like fake announcing something like most of these other companies do. So it's kind of good and bad at the same time. And then we've got Nintendo announcing this. Well, they had this really crazy Nintendo Direct. Obviously it was fake, but it starts out announcing some Legend of Zelda games. It starts out with Ocarina of Time, and then it's the Wind Waker HD, and then it's Majora's Mask HD. And when I first started watching it, I was thinking of a rumor that went around that it was a fake rumor, obviously. and it was of a box art for the Nintendo Switch, and it had the Legend of Zelda 3D, had Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, and then it had the Wind Waker HD, and it had Twilight Princess HD, all on one. It'd be all in one cartridge, and you can get those 3 games. You'd be able to play it on your Switch. When they started out the beginning, I thought that's exactly what they were gonna play it off as. Instead, it went off to be showing a bunch of Zelda games, like every single one, and then it cuts and is like, the guy's like, everything is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it's literally starts showing like just random ass games, and then he just keeps saying everything, and even the bad things. Like, he was insistent that literally everything was gonna come to the Nintendo Switch. You had new games, you had old games, you got the worst of the worst games coming, and it was just hilarious. You should definitely go check it out. I'll have all in the description, so you can go check those out. Then we got Corsair, a company who makes hardware and for your PC. They announced that Corsair Launcher, which is the software that would connect all your game launchers into one, so you don't have to have multiple different ones. Like, it'd be like having Steam and the Epic Game Store combined into one, and you don't have to go to the one or the other to get the game to play that game that you have downloaded. It's all in one place. And they showed a feature where you're playing a game and you could click on a thing that showed all your all your lists for your friends on each of the ones, the launchers. It's pretty crazy. There was like 15 on there. Like, I don't even know where they got that, because I only know like 2 different ones that you could play on. I mean, there's probably more, but I can only think of 2 off the top of my head, which is pretty funny. Again, link in the description. Go check that out. And then the last one we got is a really short one. Sega announced that they'd have a Sonic Royale, which is kind of crazy. That definitely, I wouldn't have any idea how that would work. And they said it'd be 100-man Sonic Royale game of some sort. Have no idea what that would be, because it's not real. So don't really have to put much thought in that. But I thought that was really creative, as it was something super random and super like out of the ballpark. It's like, I don't even know how that would work. That's funny. So yeah, those are my favorite April Fools that I've seen so far today. Yeah, that was funny. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. It lets us know that you like the content that we make here. Also, comment down below what your favorite April Fool's joke was from which company. I'd like to hear what you guys thought. Was this year better than last year? Let me know. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to support us on Patreon. Help us make videos on this channel and the other channels that we have. And we can't do it without you guys. With that said, I got numbers to crunch.